You know, I can honestly say there are some days where I just don't understand white people. And I'm not talking about the amount of melanin someone has in their skin or the pigment of what they look like. I'm just talking about the white culture. And speaking of white people, story time. So about like 2-3 months ago, me, my boy Dwan, and my brother all decided to have an epic ass adventure and head down to Downtown Plymouth. Now me, I never heard of the place, never been there, never knew of its existence. But my brother reassured me that it was a cool place because he'd been down there before with his girlfriend. Said it had some nice scenery, had some nice bars, restaurants, coffee shops, all that good shit. So of course I was like, cool. All three of us haven't had no straight nigga bonding time since the cinnamon challenge anyway, so let's do this. So we driving, cruising, busting some Japanese music, some Gucci Man, some Ice JJ Fish. And I slowly began to notice that our environment started changing, becoming more whiter and more suburban the closer we got to our destination. I look out the car window, next thing I know, nigga, we went from J's, Kid Cudi, and Cadillacs all the way to Crocs and Skechers, Shania Twain, and motherfucking Maseratis. We had white families on bicycles, people cosplaying as Phoebe, Ross, and Chandler, a wannabe cast of Dawson's Creek crossing the street, and we also had biker gangs. Now my first thought was like, oh hell no, nigga, we gonna get arrested for being black or some shit. But then my second thought was like, nigga, what the hell are you babbling about? This place seems nice. And you acting like you never been the only black person somewhere before. So once we get downtown and park and everything, before we could even step outside the car, the whole squad was instantly getting stared at like, oh my god, black people!
What are they doing here?
They're here to take our white women. They're gonna take our white privileges and jobs. So now as we making our way to the nearest bar, shit's only getting worse. Now we getting mean looks from the biker gangs across the street. The white people immediately getting quiet as soon as we walk past them. And the shit that took the cake, my nigga, was the white lady and her dog. My brother was trying to get out the way so she can pass, and I swear as soon as she saw him, she was like, didn't even have the courtesy to look back because that bitch was gone. I looked at my brother like, nigga, can you stop scaring white people? I ain't trying to get lynched today, motherfucker. You said this shit was friendly. I was gonna have a good time. What the hell is going on? So now we turn the corner, 1 block away from our destination, and that's when shit got hella real. We finally saw our first black person. Now I'm looking at him and he's looking at me. Like this is supposed to be some sort of mutual understanding going on between us mentally, like, we're not the only ones, yes! But instead, this dude's eyes get big and he does a motherfucker 180 and runs the other way. And I know what that look meant. That was that look like, I'm not like your kind. My Tron days are over with. My name is Tristan now. And when we finally get into the bar, it really don't get no better. On one side we got some dude announcing trivia questions with the microphone. On the other side we got a whole bunch of drunk people looking like,
we don't take kindly to your types in here. Now, calm down, Skeeter. They ain't hurting nobody.
But surprisingly, within the 45 minutes of being in that bar, it was actually pretty cool. People weren't really staring at us, but I guess we must have grew on them or something. All I know is we were drinking, slapping hands with the bartender, getting in conversation with patrons about old school musicians, and then we watched the trivia announcer go off on one of these drunk ass dudes. And by that time, I was drunk, tired, and ready to go home. But before that night was over, I did happen to ask my brother one last question. So the last time you were here with your girlfriend, were you guys getting these up looks as well too? Cause this shit seemed like a trap. And then it hit me. She's white. She was a token white girl and you were with her. Made that shit seem more acceptable because like you were tamed. But today you were with us. Like 3 niggas up to no good. This shit makes perfect sense. So I guess the moral of the story is I don't think I have one. I think my morals might contradict each other, and you know what, I'll let you guys decide what the moral is. Yeah, next time we come downtown, bring her ass with us so we can have like that token white girl so we can be safe. Actually, scratch that because 3 black dudes and a white girl, that shit might look like a kidnapping or some rape shit. Never mind, we're fucked.